Hi Tom's right. I've worked out how to work the mangle or the ringer. It's very simple. What do you see? It's just a matter of on this lever here, that's it, just you're standing in front of it, okay? On this lever here, just lift that lever up and then that just comes, it fell down again on me. I'm going to have to pull it back, right. You lift that lever up and I've done that, and then you just pull that down and it very neatly turns into a little table that you can use for baking your scones or something, you know. So a bit of old-fashioned engineering and some very efficient engineering. So we'll get it started up again and we'll just lift it up like that and it just all falls into position as nice as ever can be, you know. See if we can do it from the side, okay? Do it from the side and then you go up and then see it's quite tight, right up. I'm going to have to do it right. So that's it up and then it just moves down and then underneath and in again, and then to bring it back up you just lift it up. I love watching the mechanism going here. And you just lift it up and that comes back and then that's a really tidy bit of engineering. Right, so that's the ringer, right. Corn and peas and stuff. As you can see, the grass isn't cut, everything's running very late at the moment. The peas are only coming now. This is my first lot of peas and they're dead on, they're okay, they're very small, but they'll do me, and I've been told I'm very lucky because nobody else has got peas here. The corn, look, we're getting mighty fine cobs on the corn. Very nice indeed. If they fatten out and they get fertilised, it'll be fantastic, you know. I want to see if there's any pollen there. Well, there is pollen, yeah, there's loads of pollen, so with very little wind at the moment, but I'm not going to touch these because anytime I touch those and they never get fertilised properly, the wind does a much better job than I do. So that's that. Now, I've got a pumpkin here, a marrow to show Dan. Oh, I've got a few marrows to show Dan. Right. There you go, Dan. There's my marrow. Yeah, what about that there? But it's about 10 inches long. It's not the biggest in the world. There's lots of them all. Oh, look, I've got a monster one here. Oh, here, this is it. This is an 85 pounder at least, look. So that one's it's about 30 centimeters long, about a foot long. So that's good. So I didn't get any at all, so I'm happy with that. Look at me lovely cabbages. My giant cabbages have just been decimated by something. I have a feeling it might be birds. I think it might be birds doing that. I'm not sure, but I lost it. Maybe that one there. That one there doesn't look too bad, but I've just been so busy with other stuff, you know. I don't think there's any pumpkins over here, Dan. There's three. There's lots of flowers, and I'm just having a wee quick look in here to see. I don't see any pumpkins though. No, there's nothing about there. I'll have a better look later on and see what there is. Maybe show you what I find then. And kale, it's good, just doing well. Carrots, these are one called Sweet Candle, and I noticed that Chris was growing them and Ian Nocton and a couple of other people, and I haven't been able to grow carrots for about 5 years since I boasted about how easy it was to grow carrots here and how there was no carrot fly, and I've had my crop absolutely decimated every year since, and I think I'm the only person that gets carrot fly on their parsnips. But what do you see? I'll just pull one out here. There's the first one in the row. We've been using some of these, so we'll see what we've got. Look at that there. That's about 6 inches long. I think that's a very reasonable carrot there. Sweet Candle, they're a beautiful carrot. Very sweet, obviously. But the wee tip again will remind you of is when you're boiling carrots, put a little bit of sugar in. The sugar does not make the carrots sweeter. It stops the sugar being boiled out of the carrots through osmosis. So whenever you know yourself that water will move from one concentration to another, and the carrots will absorb water and lose. The sugar will leave the carrots and go into the water that has none, and to equalise the density. So what you do is put a little bit of sugar in your carrots, and it means that they work very well. They work great. Now, Andy, there's your carrots. They're red, aren't they? There's your tomatoes. Absolutely pathetic, but there's some up there, some nice ones up there. But the thing is, Andy, those are my best ones so far. Are the ones you gave me. The rest are awful. There's Shirley, which are supposed to be much better than that. These are two from Darren Savage North Garden, and look what's happening here. I don't know. Can anybody tell me what's happening here? Those tomatoes are all rotten. They're falling off the tree. They're falling off rotten, and they're actually rotting on the plants. And I don't know why. Look, there's one there. There's a Marglobe. That's quite a nice tomato there. That's about the size of an apple, which is about the best I'm getting. But see these here. You've all seen my Gardener's Delight before. The big long trusses full of things. But look at that. There's spaces in them, and they're splitting and everything. It's not very good at all. And this one here, there's another one called Marglobe, and it's just, look, there's a tomato rotting on the plant. So if anybody knows what's going on, please tell me, because I'm baffled. These are one called Luciola. They're a plum tomato, a sauce type tomato. We use them in salads and everything. They're a very nice tomato, but they make beautiful sauces. So we also use them mainly for spaghetti bolognese sauce, stuff like that. But even they're so reliable. They're rotting on the plants as well. I haven't got one. There's Shirley. Those are more like what Shirley should be. You know, a good size of a tomato, like a size of a smallish apple. But the other ones aren't. Now there's Darren. There's Tomato Primo Red again. Those are quite big. There's one there about the size of, would be like a softball maybe size, you know, or baseball size, that big one on the left. But those are rotting on the plant. I've only got one tomato. They're a lovely tomato. I've only had one tomato off that. We'll look down this side here again. There's Shirley again. Those aren't bad, but still they should be better. And there's, look at the Gardener's Delight. Really pathetic little trusses. And once again, dropping tomatoes. There's more Luciola. They should be all like that. See the lovely big thick plum tomatoes. They should all be like that now. And there's just parts of the trusses. But the really strange part is, they're ripening at the top down. Normally they ripen from the bottom up, but I'm finding I'm getting more ripe tomatoes at the top than the bottom, and they were the ones that come out second. The big success this year has been these cucumbers. Look at them. They're absolutely fantastic. They're a lovely cucumber too. They're called whatever's under the Carmen. There's it there. Carmen is a really nice cucumber. And look, there are loads and loads of them. I'm just giving these away to people every day. There's loads. This one here was quite good. It's a small tomato cucumber. I can't remember the name of it. And I can't see a label. So I said, the green beans. Well, there we are. Those are gone too long. But those are only coming really now. They're getting a bit knobbly looking, but they're still very edible. They'll be grand. I'll freeze those, and we'll use those in stews and stuff and casseroles. But normally they're lovely, delicate, fine little a long pencil like. There's what they should look like there, you know. See that there, without the knobbles? Something like that, like a pencil. They're lovely like that, but they're just not doing very well, and they're rotting as well. But I think that could be to do with humidity. Don't put your courgettes in the greenhouse, folks. Absolutely pathetic. I've only had about 4 or 5 courgettes off them. They've been a disaster. Little strawberries, I'm taking the stuff off those. These tomatoes up here, Tumbling Tom, you can see little red tomatoes, but look, they've just wilted. And I've been watering these and everything, and then one day it got really hot. I'd watered them, they got really hot. I went off, I had to do some stuff, came back, and in about the space of 5 hours they just wilted, and they obviously don't take water back in very well once they reach this stage where they're just basically dust. But the strange thing is they're still ripening, so they must be getting glucose out of the stems or something. But as I say, I'm pretty disappointed with the tomatoes this year. Normally they're much better than this, but this is what happens. We can't always rely on it. I keep saying that I had a slow start, but other people are saying to me that they are having exactly the same problems, and they got started in around about February and March. I didn't really start till like end of April, May, you know. I should have been transplanting, and I was only sowing seeds then. But nothing much. There's Gary's little bird's eye chilies. They're doing well again, and they were kind of neglected. Gary, look, they'll come on okay. They'll keep going until about October, November, before the frost gets them. You know, they do quite well. here. So I have those anyway. But all my long Joe cayenne peppers just didn't do it at all, you know. So I'm a bit disappointed. I'm going to head out here because I'm getting very warm. So that's where we are, folks, and the garden's kind of down back. I'll just show you my potatoes here. As you know, I had to take all the tops off them because of blight. Even with the Sarpo Miras, which was a bit of a surprise, but maybe it was because it was just so humid and they were stuck so close to other ones. There's the potatoes for the $30 competition with oh, I've forgotten your name again, I'm sorry. Save My Plant. Okay, so I'll be opening those maybe next week. I'll send you an email and we'll see what happens. And there's lettuce bolting through the marrows. Lots of little marrows. I should have taken those off, but to be honest, I'm going to keep them and let them go, and then I'll use them as I'll bake them and eat them because they're for, you know. So it's not all about getting huge marrows, but I'll use those because if I had time to get them to get really big, I would try for one. But there's no point. I take the other ones off, but I'll just leave those to grow now and use them as marrows then, you know. If you put it kind of a spicy taco type mix in with marrow or squash, it goes really well with it because you know, you got the blandness of the squash. Well, if you put a kind of a taco mix with chili and cayenne and stuff in it, and you don't need meat, just make it up like a vegetarian one and put it with roasted squash. It works really, really well. Or fried squash. We had fried squash in olive oil, just a little spray the pan and then fry it till it's cooked and soft. But with a taco mix, it's really nice. So we'll do that with the squash. We'll stuff the squash with rice and stuff too. Maybe like a stuffed tomato type mix. We'll use that with the squash as well, you know. Take the seeds out and fill them up with that. And it goes down well. So there you go. So that's what you see. I've got a lot of work in front of me, folks. You can see that been a lot of neglect in the garden. You can see over there the wildness that is my garden. But I'll have this place knocked into shape before winter, and then I'll be getting my covers on and stuff, and that'll get it back into order. Okay, so there's 2 videos. Thanks very much for watching, folks. I do appreciate it. I don't say it often enough, and other people remember in every video to thank you, and I never do. So that's very remiss of me, so thank you. I do really appreciate all the views and comments. I like that very much. This is my hobby, you know. Okay, all the best now. Bye bye.